Well, looks like we're at part 31 of our little adventure here. So, let's teleport since we have our teleport up and running now. Yes, enter. Right to the Citadel. What do you want? Hail, Commander. Before you an aged yet fit sturdy Garendi stands at attention. His dark skin has an earthy tone to it, and crystals sparkle forth from where his hair and eyebrows should be, clearly identifying him as an Oryad. Captain Harmatin, chair of your staff council by order of Her Majesty Queen Galfrey, here to deliver a report. I'm on this council too. We'll be racking our brains on how to improve troop morale. I reckon the key is to back up our words with actions. Lead your soldiers by example. They'll be eager to follow. Commander, permission to report. We've encountered a problem. Although we're still getting volunteers, we're now seeing cases of desertion. Many who joined the Dresden campaign believe that their duty has been fulfilled with a victory, and that they are not keen on staying in the garrison. Those from Kennebrus wish to return home and rebuild their ruined city. Lastly, there are those who are afraid of lingering in a place where demons might show up with a retaliatory expedition at any moment. My suggestion is to improve living conditions for the privates, raise their pay, give them extra rations, and reward those who have distinguished themselves on a battlefield with commendations and gifts. Soldiers don't want to leave armies that appreciate them. I'll feel for these folks, but we have to convince them to stay. I think we might get some help from the servants of the gods. They'll tell the soldiers that the danger is not yet past and inspire them to keep up the fight against evil. As long as the wound is open, the whole world is in danger. We can't just go home and live like we used to, no matter how badly we want that to happen. Why did the Queen appoint you up as council? I've been in the Osirian infantry for 100 years, fighting for 3 pharaohs. Then, after I joined the Crusaders, I served Her Majesty Galfrey for 2 more decades. I dare to hope that I've gained decent experience over those years. I see. For detail. What's your plan, Sela? The situation is not that dire, morale is high, and we just won a major victory, so some have let down their guards. We have to call for priests and paladins to get it through the volunteers that it's still early for celebration. If they leave their homes today, Dresden will fall again tomorrow, and the day after that, demons will show up on their doorstep. What do you advise, Hartman? Harmatin? The volunteers believe that we've almost won. Great. Let's not ruin the pretty illusion. Instead, we'll turn it to our advantage. We'll increase rations and pay for privates, rewarding the most distinguished with commendations and gifts. Who would amend the victors when they provide you with good food and even better coin? A lot of them are leaving because they are afraid. So they are aware the danger is still there. Hmm. Rations it is. At once, I'll distribute the pay rations right away. The accommodation list won't take long either. You'll see results shortly. Thank you, Commander. Should any other difficulties arise require your attention, I'll deliver a new report promptly. Hey, that's
Should move.
CR, can I get you a cigar, CR? Anyway, the story, we don't need to look like this. Yeah, they're bad news. Done the right thing, the honorable thing, and we'll never fall victim to it again. Suffer 4 more weeks. Damn it. Know how difficult it can be to keep yourself in check when wars wage around you, when your comrades are dying. Your deed will not go unnoticed. The Everyway Crusaders will tell of your wisdom. They will tell Almenda that you do not allow war to enslave your mind. They damn well better. Come on, come on. Whoop. Sort of Valor glows as if in greeting. The glow is bright. It's not immediately clear that there is another source of light presence. The shimmering golden wings of a magnificent angel.
Valiant champion of Golarion, allow me to greet you. My name is the Hand of the Inheritor, and I am the Herald of Iomade, the Lightbringer.
Please arrive, such displays are necessary.
I am only giving you the credit you deserve, valiant champion.
It's gonna go straight to my head.
We have much to discuss, champion. You must have many questions for me, and I for you. First of all, I wish to say that I have come here to do what I can to help you. But also because I too need your help. But what I need most of all is an answer to a question that has been troubling me.
Oh? Surely Ahmed is chosen.
What does your heart tell you?
I'll do what I can to defend Golarion, yes.
Conviction like that is what is needed to set hearts ablaze in righteous fury. I'm glad to see it in you. I hope my answer won't cause you to waver in your certitude. Listen, I cannot answer yes or no to your question, for it would not be an honest answer. Do not wait for me to say, here is the power bestowed upon you from on high, and this is the task you must complete. That will not happen. For my lady Iomade, righteous queen of heaven, may mark a mortal with her blessing, but she would never seek to impose her will. Sometimes even I am not privy to her plans. I have come to you not at her command, but of my own accord. But I would recognize the light of heaven in any soul, and I see it in you. I can only guess how and why it was lit. Perhaps finding the answer to this question is a trial you must undergo.
What do you want to ask?
I sense astonishing power in you, akin to my own. But not just that. Many of Heaven's warriors fought the monsters of the World Wound, and among them there was one I especially cherished. My young comrade and friend, Loriel.
Oh, that guy.
He and his sister Targona crafted holy weapons, and exchanged them as a sign of loyalty and camaraderie. Loriel and Targona both disappeared in those dark years when we lost Dresden and the Sword of Valor. Even I failed to find any trace of my friends. But you carry an echo inside you, the memory of Loriel's sword. How did this come to be?
Tyrael sword, you mean this thing? My lightsaber.
Yes, I recognize this power as mortals recognize the voice of a dear friend. It's so sad to know I will never again see the one to whom this sword once belonged. But to see its light still shining in worthy hands gives me hope.
The vision in which Tyrael was betrayed and died fighting bravely.
He was betrayed. It grieves me to hear this. But you say the vision visited you in the caves beneath Canabras? I see now. The suffering of the first Crusaders, whose children were maimed by the demon's strange villainy, was a matter very close to Lariel's heart. For most of us, our only concern was defeating the demons. But Lariel wanted to protect mortals above all else. I think he went into those caves in search of the people who came to be known as mongrels. But demons often use our virtues to hurt and torment. They turned a rescue mission into a deadly trap. They will pay for this sin and others. Forgive me for my outburst, and thank you for your story. At least now I know what fate my dear friend suffered.
Who killed Lariel, which resembled Scary and had immense power?
Many demons in the Abyss mimic the appearance of their repellent master, but I do not think it was a Dyrachni or a similar beast. I find myself reluctant even to utter this name under the skies of Golarion, but there is a monster who takes special pleasure in killing warriors of heaven. It's called the Echo of Discari, for it truly is an echo. Not a demon born of the Abyss, but an artificial creation of the Lord himself, wrought by him and several of his mortal followers. I sense his fetid mark in this tale. The Echo likes to strike by stealth, weaving an intricate web of lies and treason, and he despises everything connected to heaven and Iomedae. I am not in the least surprised that he hunted Lariel down.
Who are the people that were with them? Most of them were traitors, but one girl stood against them and perished.
Alas, I do not know the names of traitors or the heroine. Lariel died shortly before the World Wound opened its mouth for a second time, devouring new lands. Many Crusaders disappeared in those dark days of chaos. The lists of the dead and missing were long. I assume the names of Lariel's companions were lost along with them. Perhaps those traitors are honored as fallen heroes today. I do. This story is not over, and I humbly ask for your help.
What help would the Herald of the Goddess need from me?
I will ask for help not for myself, but for the righteous souls who may be in danger. Listen, I am going to reveal a secret to you that no Crusader has known before, except for the righteous Queen Galfrey. The demons believe their control over the World Wound is absolute, especially at its heart, the corrupted lands near the Threshold Fortress. But this is not true. There, in that web of evil, lies an enclave of the forces of good, the last shrine of ill-fated Sarkoris. That place is called Pelura's Fall. The Shimmering Maiden is an Imperial Lord, our comrade and friend. She was able to conceal her temple from the eyes of the demons, and keep it hidden all these years, from the opening of the World Wound until this very day. The waterfalls that gave name to the temple have run dry, but not the bravery of those who stood guard when their nation fell. The servants of Pelura have an important mission. They explore the World Wound from the inside, looking for ways to close it once and for all and restore the lands of Sarkoris. They have risked their lives, forsaking all joys and rewards in pursuit of this goal. and they have been busy with their research for 100 years. Secrecy is their only protection. If that is lost, all the forces of the Crusader army will not be enough to protect the temple. I would not reveal this secret to anyone else, but the light of heaven is so bright in you that I cannot help but trust it. Moreover, I would like you to visit Pelura's Fall with me. There are 2 reasons for this. First, I am worried about the fate of our valiant allies, and I want you to meet them, champion. Second, I would like you to show them the light of L'Oreal's sword. As I mentioned, this sword was created by his sister Targona. She went missing at the same time as her celestial brother. We found no evidence of her death nor any other trace of her. But by touching the sword she made, the seers of Pelura might shed some light upon her fate. Please, help me in this task. My heart yearns to find my lost comrades, or to punish those responsible for their deaths.
Who's Pelura?
She is an Imperial Lord, a powerful angel, one of our most important allies, and my loyal friend. She is the mistress of the stars, and the mysterious light of the Aurora. Sarkuris was the land where Pelura was revealed with particular fervor, where her most important temples were located. When the demons came to this poor land, the priests and devotees of Pelura accepted the challenge bravely. Many died protecting and healing their friends in the first years of the calamity. This saddened the Shimmering Maiden. Pelura boldly decided to intervene in the affairs of mortals, and used powerful spells to hide her main temple. Even the strongest of demons cannot find it.
Could I take a range check on this?
As you wish, champion. Find me when you decide it's time to go to Pelura's Fall, for only I can transport you to the secret temple.
I don't know if I trust that. I might be getting paranoid, but it's all so sudden. Oh. You can find him. We'll check to see if there's anything new to say at the old camp there. This is Sixth Sense. Let's say I do. That's good, because I have a highly developed Sixth Sense, and I sense big, big trouble ahead. Stay alert. With age, I've learned to discern all shades of impending trouble, and now it smells like the worst kind of calamity, an unexpected one. You know, it's like waking up in your house, going to your basement, finding a demon sitting there. It's unexpected, right? It's hard to decide what to do in a situation like that. You, for instance, what would you do? I'd kill that demon. Well, if Amidides yourself says so, then by all means you shouldn't waste any time. Why strain your brain any further when your head gets good enough as it is all those hits to your helmet, right? Can't rush to solve a problem before you figure out where it's coming from. If you have a demon in your basement, don't fight it. Find the cultist who summoned it. And do it yourself without delegating to someone else. Personal responsibility and careful planning. These are the building blocks of success. Right there. What can I say? I'm a barrier. My words are supposed to sound convincing. Silence, then let's have a gasp. Looking sheepish, he says, "You got me talking. I almost forgot something important. You want to see this." Greenock shows you a pile of open letters. Judging by the handwriting and quality of the paper, the correspondence was between several people, all of them well-to-do. These notes were written by very foolish folk who decided that there's more to be gained from befriending demons than fighting them. This is a fraction of their correspondence. They sit in their manners in Neuroscion, preoccupied every single day with one and only one thought: how else they can hurt your crusade. They spread rumors about you, but they try to block your army supply chains. They whisper nasty things about the Queen's ear, but despite all their influence, they are just amateur conspirators who know nothing about the real intrigue. Make sure these letters fall into your associates' hands, anonymously, of course. Not looking for fame. If you order your advisors to make these letters public, bad people will be in enormous trouble. You will wake up every single day with only one thought in their mind, wondering what kind of awful food their prison guard will bring them for dinner. Where'd you get that information from? I was on hunting, shot a bird, trying to be a messenger pigeon. What are the odds, eh? Thanks for your help. Be great, I would help you. I'll keep my word as any civilized kobold should. Cold shoulders, slump, exhaustion. Damn it all, every disease I've ever caught is surfacing now. During my travels, I've spent many nights on bare cold stone. I'm now feeling them all. Trust me, any thought I had to share with you is not just rambling, it's knowledge paid for with my blood. It's hard won in the caverns of Darklands, where my tribe fled, fearing the wrath of devils. If you wish, I can tell you about that. Sure. There were bloody days. We in the Night Ruby tribe were enslaved by Drow, the elves of the underground. It's ironic. The victim was slaves' revenge, and ourselves fell into slavery. In the first battle with the Drow, we lost Ormak, our stern leader who refused to bow before devils or dark elves. The rest thought it better surrender. Life was harsh and filled with suffering, mutilation, and punishment. Those tough masters knew no mercy, but we hadn't grown accustomed to living on our knees. We couldn't fight back with force, so we used cunning. We spied and sabotaged, we killed the cruelest parts of the masters. We helped other slaves escape and build alliances. When we get caught, our kindred paid with blood. The Drow punished everyone, guilty and innocent alike. Back in those days, I was a scout, the right hand of our new leader. He was young, cautious, and shrewd. Our struggle lasted years, with many of our kin accepting new fate and resigning themselves to being slaves, as they were tempted by devils who promised to give back our former power. All they wanted was more signatures on contract that doomed our souls to hell. As a result, our tribe splintered. The traitors we gave our leaders to dark elves. Then came the purge, but during that massacre it was us, kobolds, who killed most of our kin. I fled wounded, without any weapons or supplies. All I managed to take with me was a case with that damn contract with devils. So that's the end of that story. Not quite the fall of the Azlani Empire, I admit. This one is even more dramatic in its own way. Alright, man. Nice talking to you. What's that quest we got? Oh, it is. Oh, the wizards. Nice.
I'm a fireball.
What a joke. Barely a scratch. Yoro's hide and tusks. What's this? Galrao, an enormous reptilian beast, once terrorized the riverside settlements of Sarkors with its devastating attacks. Locals called it the Chill Roar for its thick, ice-covered hide, which had no axe or lance could possibly penetrate, and its feral growl could blow a knight off a horse's back. Old, leery, and cunning, the beast satisfied its thirst for blood by destroying anyone who tried to kill it. And there was never a shortage of such brave yet foolish souls. While the small tribe of mountain giants worshipped the ancient Galrao, Sarkorian tribes considered Chilwar a grim threat, encouraging the best warriors to try to defeat it for the strength which could be remembered for ages to come. Despite the hero's valiant efforts, Chilwar managed to outlive its enemies. Sarkoris felt the demonic onslaught. The creature's triumph did not last long, however. The opening of the Whirlwind had changed the local landscape forever, draining many rivers dry and wreaking the Galrow's lair. Finally, demons tracked down legendary beasts and slayed it. Happy ending. Send my dwarf buddy up there. This dude. Some reinforced cements. Anyway. The fortress will sustain damage to a demon attack on Dresden. However, berry golems covering dwarven ruins were discovered among the cobstones. Upon hearing this news, a member of the dwarven clan has contacted the commander and claimed the golems belong to them. We don't have the golems. We have our own golems. The Lords have accepted the commander's fair decision and sent him generous gifts in return. Of course they did, I'm awesome. Durden, we've got ourselves settled in here, so it's time to go back for the Mongols. If we don't, Sol keeps stalling until Amity herself comes down to drag him out. All will go. Always means more fighters. Champion, my heart rejoices to find you in good health. I know that you have many important matters to attend to, but first, listen to me. Your exploits have inspired many. Priests in Dresden and Mendev preach until they grow hoarse, surrounded by crowds of soldiers and lay people. They are beset by doubt. Should their words stir the soldiers' hearts, spur righteous anger, or a thirst for victory, or should they soothe war-weary souls like a healing elixir? Perhaps they should preach vigilance and remind the masses how dark and dangerous our adversary is. Tell me what you think. I should carry words to the priests. I mean, fear-mongering, that could lead to defeatism. Consequences will be: move a mountain with a righteous word. The priest promises peace will console people. Tide of brave souls flocking your banner will not slacken even darkness hour. Sermons of war will harden your soldier resolves, kindle a righteous fury, and inspire them to fight the enemy without regard for themselves. For frightening speeches, the purpose is to reach the ears of those who live under protection of the Crusaders. Not everyone has a strong arm to carry a sword, but many have the gold to buy one. Remind them that hardships and adversity the soldiers face and will gladly aid our cause. My soldiers need cover, don't they? You are kind and merciful, and you have my respect. I will carry your words to the priests. Remind the people that hope is alive and shines bright even in the dark hour. At this point I remain silent. I dare not disturb you further, champion. Hail! Amidst the critical shortage of supplies, a number of soldiers, call themselves the Fellows of the Crusade, have set up a black market in the army. They steal everything that's not nailed down, trade medicine for swords, and spell scrolls for tobacco and rations. They know better than to ask anything from command, so they take care of themselves, as if someone's not happy with the trade. Out come the knives. I don't know how to deal with it, except by alleviating the shortage of essential supplies. We should press Mendev for more deliveries. All we need to sort out our storage, build some decent warehouses. Right now, it's a thief's paradise. You thought I was joking when I said our soldiers would soon need our experience of surviving in the caves? Well, here we are. This is the day. Time to live off the land. I'll teach your fighters how to survive on barren rock, and there won't be any need for a black market. Where'd they come from? We army have people like them, crafty folk willing to survive at all costs. Keep in mind, these aren't brigands, otherwise they would have enlisted in the Crusader army. They want to free Galoran from demons as much as anyone. Choice of methods is indiscriminate, to say the least. Not everyone joins Crusade out of goodness of their hearts. Some are hiding from Mendev's judgment, here for glory. Some are dreaming of treasure and spoils. We've got the repentant cutthroats, illegitimate children, adventurers, rogues, all kinds. And each of them is poor and not used to being able to rely on those of power. In their experience, everyone who has any sort of influence is a greedy cheat. Only common folk can be honest. That's why they call themselves Fellows Crusade. They're your fellow soldiers trying to make things fair in their own way. Others follow suit. Whether they really believe them it's doing, it is just who knows. Detail. What do you say? Opening hand is pointless. Warriors must know to provide for themselves in the middle of a wasteland. The surface is chock full of resources, just need the troops to use them. And well, how not to be too picky. And what are your thoughts? Keep pressing Mendev, double or triple our efforts if we have to, till they finally get proper supply chains up and running. The Queen come up with a new tax or make aristocrats pay up, we're going to debt. That's not our problem. There is science sent us here to win a war, to make them take care of our needs. Honestly, what's the point of soldiers don't even have a clean shirt to die in, mainly if they fall? Dealing with misers from the treasury, it's like getting wood from stone. It's clear. They're soldiers, they should be able to live Spartanly, shouldn't they? Provide for themselves. High time, I say. We'll sign them gathering teams. Sort of findings will be alright. You're making the call, Commander. I'll report their further developments directly to you. Run into anything else that requires your attention, I'll immediately convene the council.
You've marched me to the bones today.
Commander, it is time for you to play a more prominent role in Mendev's politics. Fortunately, the ideal opportunity just presented itself. A conflict is brewing in the capital. A clique of aristocrats displeased with royal council is scheming against Her Majesty's loyal servants. It's the usual power struggle. Something of this sort occurs every couple of years in any civilized society. Your entrance on the political stage is long overdue. Given your opinion and Mendev is outstandingly well respected, the Royal Council has decided to make use of it. They are expecting you to denounce publicly the nobles' attempts to challenge their rule. I suggest we publicly address Her Majesty and claims that we're being drawn into intrigue. Let the Queen know we're loyal to her, not to any of her servants or subjects. So don't get involved in someone else's squabble, and just to make clear, we'll write public statements to the people of Mendev that we have the commander plainly say, bickering is not my problem, leave me alone. Sounds like I already have been pulled in. I will see to it that the Royal Council doesn't inadvertently forget to express their gratitude, Commander. A pleasure working with you. Meeting is adjourned, but I'm certain the crusade will require another decision from the Diplomatic Council. Before that happens, Commander, I ask that you consider whether or not it's worth losing the Royal Council as an ally. I think the sort of valor has changed under the effect of my powers. Don't fret, champion. The great relic given the world by Lady Amide will continue to serve you. It has served all people before now. The sword of valor has not lost its protective properties. It has merely changed its design. Some may call it blasphemous, but not I. The power that changed the banner design was given to you by Amide herself. It was my blood that made the banner change. It means that mysterious wounds are the mark of valor, given to you by my mistress, setting you apart from the rest, champion. This goes so the wound on me. Because the world of yours, champion, is bleeding, and my lady's chosen one carries a crimson mark as a sign of great suffering borne by mortal kind. Scarlet drops on your breast, they are the blood of martyrs and all the innocents. That's how I see it. Okay? Then we do
I would
employers
be glad to accompany you.
I feel like we haven't really just accomplished much. It's a nagging feeling. The woman's face seems to glow with a radiant light. She looks at you with quiet dignity, and her eyes shine with warmth and wisdom. Greetings, Herald of Ayomide the Lightbringer, and your companion as well. I am Alindra, High Priestess of Pelura. I am happy to see a new face in my temple, the first I have seen in all the years of our vigil. The man next to Alindra does not look like a priest. He has military bearing, and his face is covered with scars. Studies for a moment and says, Kater, leader of the Holy Guards of Polaris Fall, I see you have revealed your existence. And of the Inheritor, did we not agree to keep it secret even from Crusaders? What has changed? My righteous allies is no ordinary Crusader, but our champion. He brings us hope. He has chosen to receive gifts of the gods, and twice dealt with serious defeat to our enemies. First in Kenabres, where he thwarted Discaria's devious plot, then in Dresden, where he saved the city and turned the sword of valor. I ask that you receive him most welcome guest and brother in arms, for we stand together against the hordes of the abyss. I am Durden, Knight Commander of the Crusade. I am honored to meet servants of Pelura and defenders of Sarkoris. Honor for us as well. Situation with Pelura's Fall. There are no better or worse than there have been over the past 100 years. The temple is safely hidden from prying eyes of demons. They simply cannot see it. However, only our most experienced fighters leave boundaries of the temple. They do so secretly, for our heart of the world lies beyond its walls. Demons of foul corruption, even the corpses of our own dead, have turned against us. You don't look very old for living here 100 years. It's a rather uncomfortable subject for us, but the will of Lady Perla, all the inhabitants of the temple live longer than normal lifespan allotted to mortals. We have no need of sun orchid elixir, as our queen does. The power of the stars sustains us. We will face Pharasma's judgment only when we fulfill our mission, or the temple falls. Why do you remain here? The temple has been blessed by Pelura. Whether it is day or night, the stars are always visible within the heart of the sanctuary. It is why those who study the stars can clear observations here. Moreover, if we ever hope to understand the world wound, our only place to study it is within its borders. If we leave Pelura's Fall, all the work here we've done over the past 100 years will be lost. You may be wondering why this work is so important. The answer is simple. We are looking for a way to heal the world wound once and for all. Through our many years of study, we have discovered that the world wound cannot be closed like an ordinary portal or planar gate, because it's too much like a living creature, always growing and changing. The world wound does not simply exist on its own. There's something else that sustains it. Until we understand what it is, our efforts to close it will never succeed. However, we have achieved much over the years. We have disproved numerous theories and trialed various research methods, tracking oscillating energy levels across the world wound, led to an important discovery. The world has a heart of sorts, a place where the wound first opened, the threshold fortress. We've also found a way to weaken the heart, along with the demons that inhabit it. We will imbue a mighty artifact with both power given to us by Pelura and the memory of the priests of Sarkoris. It will weaken the connection between the threshold and fortress at the abyss. This artifact will clear the sky above the fortress and set this northern stars ablaze. Even if this doesn't heal the wound, it will give strength to those attacking its monstrous heart. I'd be happy to help. Only that's possible, as our life's work requires endless devotion only to be completed by followers of Pelura and her sacred temple. No one can aid us in this task, however. There is other work we are forced to abandon because we lack strength, time, and resources. We previously explored the possibility of opening new world wounds, or improving the existing one. What? Did you know the wound was already undergone a growth spurt of sorts? It's entirely clear what happened, but the wound suddenly began to expand at a rapid pace, and energy of the abyss poured out of it. We tried to discover what triggered this event, so we could prevent it from happening again. Research on the subject ended several decades ago. We can give you everything we managed to discover. However, you should be careful. Dangerous knowledge must not fall in the wrong hands. Matter to discuss with you. My righteous allies, allow me to tell you about the matter that has brought us here. You know Tyrael and Tyrael, the angels who defended Sarkoris in its final days. Durden helped me discover the fate of Tyrael, and it was alas sorrowful, but I have not lost hope in finding Targona. I believe you can help me. Durden has a special gift, the imprint of Tyrael's sword. The sword that was made by Targona. I know it is within your power to look for the creator of this blade, if Durden reveals its power to you. Of course, we would not deny help to our allies. My lady Pelura would also be glad to see Targona return. Should we manage to find her alive, the scrying ritual requires preparation. I will give necessary orders. You will have to wait until everything is ready and the stars favor our efforts. We will help, but it will be best if you leave Polaris Fall after the ritual. Forgive my bluntness, Hand of the Inheritor. You and the Knight Commander are notable figures. The demons are surely trying to track you. If we follow you to our temple, our work may come to tragic ends. I would like you to be our grace for a while, Knight Commander, while you wait for the ritual. See the way we live, talk to our people. Maybe news of Crusade's revival will bring some cheer to our little communities. I would like to ask you special attention to the temple guards as well as to the stargazers Auden, Regnard, and Tyrael. Dark clouds veil their souls, but it is not within my power to help them. You should honor her request, champion. Alandra is one of the most radiant souls I know, and Katir is the most loyal and devoted. They have spent hundreds of years together with their comrades in voluntary isolation. It would be easy to lose one's clarity of perspective, but not know mortals well enough to sense whether doubt or despair lives in the hearts of those who dwell in the fall, but perhaps you can. Small mushroom. Shrooms. What time is here? An hour and 20 minutes. But I will have to edit out a lot of this, so I want to see if I can poke around here. Schedule does data responsible to the stargazers. Tightly adhere to it. There's a little time to think about this. Table is filled with bowls of unappetizing conjured food and glasses of water. It would be a feast. It was a rather austere affair. Parcels wrapped in parchment tied with string. It could be gifts.
March on!
What is all this, Auden? The plates, cutlery, still no nice cups though. Just have to wrap the present and... Only have guests at our abode. Please welcome. Here a nice glass of water. Unfortunately, there's nothing else I can offer you. Our water is of very purest quality. I'm Auden, by the way, a stargazer at your service. It's the occasion. My daughter, Renhild, turns 125 today. Such an important date calls for an important gift, but where could I get such a present? Well, luckily, there's some stone in local caves, and I've carved her a clasp for a cloak. Came out at night, I think. Of course, when we complete our star vigil, I can get her something better. Yeah, it seems like only yesterday she was running around her little shifts asking me to toss her in the air, but now, 125, how time flies. Where is she? Truth be told, I don't know. I can only hope she is a safe place with her mother and aunts. The packages in the corner, those are all gifts I have never chanced to give her. Well, she's outgrown most of them. But what's from my grandpa now, eh? My grandchildren could have them. Hey, I wish I knew for sure. Hey, from Dresden, you must know about Wintersun Village. There's a temple of Gorm there 100 years ago. Maybe it's still there. I know the priests of Gorm were hiding my family and other refugees when the invasion began. Please go to the temple and search for anything or anyone that might provide answers to what happened to my family. The truth is bitter, I want to know. I can't remain blissful ignorance forever. Alright, I'll do that. If you're putting aside important affairs just to help me, I don't know how to thank you. If you find Renhild, please give this to her. Let her know their daddy always remembers her birthday. For all my love and good wishes. Alright then. Go and fear nothing. Stars will be your guide. Can't rest here, stupid. What are you thinking? That's a really cool effect, isn't it? Okay, guys, I guess I'll cut it there. Um, I'll be uploading some stuff for Halloween. A little different, Excalibur Exhumes, and maybe even a different game stream. Stay tuned. I look forward to seeing you all again, and as usual, thanks for watching. Later for now. Bye bye.